Hello there guys and welcome back to another GTA the Trilogy the Definitive Edition video. Let's get into today's very interesting topic. Today we're gonna be taking a look at one of the biggest mysteries in gaming history. That of course being the Bigfoot mystery in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. With GTA the Trilogy the Definitive Edition, the community can return to this legendary mystery, which has not been solved to this day. Before we get to the remastered trilogy, let's take a trip back in time and check out this article by The New Yorker from August 26, 2013. The Hunt for One of Gaming's Most Mythical Creatures by Simon Parkin. So, in this article, Simon talks about players who claim to have seen Bigfoot in the virtual forests of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. However, there's no factual information to confirm that the sightings were real. Players have gone through all the lines of the game's code, but they haven't been able to find anything about the mystical creature. I want to take a look at a segment of this article, which covers Rockstar's response to the mystery. One crucial advantage the Bigfoot hunters in the game have over their real-world counterparts is that they're able to communicate with the game's creators. Grand Theft Auto's developer, Rockstar North, has not been silent on the issue. Speaking to an American video game magazine shortly after the game's release, the lead-level designer Craig Filshie said that there was not a bit of truth to the Bigfoot rumors. If you look closely, you'll notice that all of the screenshots are typically retouched versions of screenshots we created for magazines and websites before the game was released, he said. Filshie even went so far as to offer his own explanation for what Bigfoot sighters might be seeing in the game. San Andreas is an extremely complex game, with millions of lines of code. It's entirely possible for strange things to happen, but none of them are intentional. Terry Donovan, the CEO of Rockstar, said, "There is no Bigfoot, just like in real life." This straightforward denial from the game's makers should have been enough to quash the rumors, as if God himself had told the world that there were no hirsute monsters roaming America's tangled forests. However, this didn't stop the Bigfoot hunters. It's been 17 years since the release of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and we still talk about the Sasquatch of the forest. Let's transition to October 14, 2021. On this day, the new achievements for Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy the Definitive Edition got leaked. And the Bigfoot mystery was revived. Take a look at one of the new achievements. The name of this achievement is 81 Years Too Late. Spend 24 hours on foot in the countryside, looking for Bigfoot. As you can see, the icon of this achievement is the foot of Bigfoot. Let's take a look at what Kotaku said about this achievement. You can find links to all articles in the description of the video. This appears to be a direct reference to Red Dead Redemption's famous Undead Nightmare DLC expansion. In that game, players could find and kill the last Bigfoot. Doing that would award you with the achievement 6 years in the making. This itself was a reference to GTA San Andreas, released 6 years before Red Dead Redemption. Players had spent years looking for a rumored Bigfoot in San Andreas. It doesn't exist, sorry. So Rockstar made a joke about it in Undead Nightmare. Now, the joke has come full circle, with San Andreas' upcoming remaster apparently referencing the fact that the last Bigfoot died 81 years before the game started. Which would be 1911, which is when RDR1 is set. Does that make sense? Moving on. The question still remains. Let's take a look at a recent Kotaku article about the Bigfoot mystery. Remember when everyone was convinced GTA San Andreas was full of creepy secrets? Grand Theft Auto San Andreas isn't filled with ghosts, aliens, cryptids, monsters, or shadow people. But in the years after its initial 2004 release, at a time when uploading videos to the internet was hard and data mining games were less common, people believed Rockstar's classic open-world game contained all those creepy things and more. Some went to YouTube to share their findings, theories, and myth hunts. Often Windows Movie Maker and the X-Files theme song were a part of these videos. If you were like me, these myth-hunting videos probably scared you, yet thousands of GTA-obsessed fans watched them, hoping to glimpse proof that something lurked in the dark, scary, low-poly woods of San Andreas. GTA San Andreas may look dated now, but what Rockstar was trying to create with it is no less impressive in 2021. This is an attempt to create a large-scale digital world featuring multiple cities, forests, deserts, traffic, stores, airports, and more. It's the kind of world that you could easily get lost in, especially if you were a young kid or teenager with a ton of free time. I remember spending countless hours in San Andreas, just living in the game. Sometimes I'd pretend to drive trucks around the state. Other times I'd steal a plane and imagine I was a pilot. Or I'd take a four-wheeler and head out to the country to go camping. And it was in the dark, eerily empty woods of San Andreas, alone at night, that I started imagining what lurked in that darkness. Sometimes I'd bring a camera. You know, just in case I saw Bigfoot. Eventually, I began visiting YouTube in the hopes of discovering just what, if anything, secretly dwelled in the woods and deserts of San Andreas. I remember wondering at the time if anyone else was searching for Bigfoot and aliens in the game. After a quick search, I discovered a whole sub-community of San Andreas players who were convinced that Sasquatch, ghosts, aliens, UFOs, monsters, and even Leatherface were residing in the dark corners of GTA San Andreas. If you watched these videos back in or around 2010, you probably remember the format that many of them followed. Nearly all of the most popular featured the X-Files theme song, along with green text on a black background, often created using the free, and at the time uber-popular Windows Movie Maker. Many of these videos don't feature much or even any gameplay footage. If they do, it's often recorded off a screen or captured using some now archaic format or device. This was back in a time when recording, editing, and then uploading gameplay footage to the internet was still a tricky process, often involving jumping through several hoops. So many creators of these early myth-hunting videos used images and screenshots instead. This was also a different era on YouTube itself. Folks weren't worried about the algorithm yet, so video lengths and thumbnails are inconsistent. Going back to watch these old videos now, I was both shocked by how primitive some of them were and enamored with how earnest and genuine many of them felt. The people creating them weren't trying to be the next Twitch or YouTube sensation. They were mostly teens and young adults just trying to get a few thousand views and share their love of the digital paranormal. There were no ads and no copyright strikes to worry about, hence all the X-Files music. It was a more innocent time, one which I miss. But also, going back to watch these videos today unlocked a part of my brain that had long laid dormant. These videos used to scare the shit out of me sometimes, not because they featured jump scares, but because they often created an eerie atmosphere. A lot of this is because of the subject matter stuff like ghosts or zombies or monsters, yet it's also thanks to the use of spooky themed songs and a complete lack of commentary. You felt truly alone watching these videos, and the low-quality nature of the gameplay footage, screenshots, and editing only added to the sense of horror. Even today, going back to them felt scary in a way I can't quite put my finger on. If you watch these myth hunting videos, you eventually realize that GTA San Andreas players never really found anything in those woods, even after years of hunting for monsters and aliens. So what kept them going for so long? Rockstar has released the all-new GTA The Trilogy The Definitive Edition, and with it, the mystery of Bigfoot gets another chance. You can check out the rest of the article in the description. Make sure to leave your own stories in the comments section down below. This is everything for today. If you are new to the channel, I would appreciate it if you click the subscribe button for more videos just like this one, and also click the thumbs up button if you enjoy the content. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's myth hunting season. Let the hunt begin. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and I'll catch you later.